the backfield. Protection, end zone, Adams, and picked by Sherman. Oh, they're playing with fire, and number 25 just burned. Aaron Rodgers.
Smith keeps it for the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, what a throw on 4th and 1.
Smith, end zone, Metcalf, he's got it.
Fitzpatrick going to go deep down sideline. Intercepted by Richard Sherman.
On a 2nd and goal, Smith will keep. Big hole in the middle. Geno Smith runs it in for a Seahawks touchdown.
He led the NFC in both kickoff returns and punt returns. And the Colts have had a hard time all season covering kicks. It's Hester trying to work it back to the middle. Gets past the first wave, and here he goes. It's Hester inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. And no flag, 92 yards.
Smith fires, end zone, Metcalf! That's a Seahawks touchdown!
Multiple quarterbacks. He dances by one defender, and it's intercepted again. This is Richard Sherman following blocks and down to the 16.
3rd down, have to get to the 20. Prescott pressure throw, and it's intercepted. Julian Love has it off the rebound. Love is going to be down out around the 25, but the Giants have their 2nd interception today.
Geno will turn around and hand it off, and there's Walker's first big run of the game, and it's a huge hole. Kenneth Walker, the 21-year-old rookie, is gone for 69 yards into the end zone.
Garoppolo, pressure coming after him as he releases, and it's intercepted by Diggs. Quandre Diggs on the return, and the newly acquired veteran safety comes up big for Seattle.
Rams bring pressure. Smith gets a pocket clean. Open is Lockett down the sideline inside the 10. Cuts back. Touchdown, Seattle.
Moments ago for the Cardinals, who are trying to get their record to 8-8 to finish this injury-ravaged season. And Lockett from the 2 of Seattle. Tyler Lockett is loose. Tyler Lockett. Can they get to him? It's a touchdown, Seahawks. 99 yards.
Example of a player that's wide open for Smith to hit.
Here's Walker. Pushing his way to the end zone. Did he get there? He did.
Play action. Smith looking. Back of the end zone. DK Metcalf. Touchdown, Seattle.
Smith, end zone, Metcalf, he's got it. Heineke, pressured, taken down. Draymond Jones.
Alright, hey there guys, Casio, aka Jennifer95, coming at you guys with another video, and today guys, it is an update to the Seahawks team. I meant to do this last week, but obviously, you know, personal things got in the way, so with that being said, we're going to do it now. Now, obviously, with this coming out, meaning we do not have legends, well, Seahawks legends that I deem to be Seahawks legends coming tomorrow. I know there's the whole thing about Brian Finneran being signed with the Seahawks, but he never actually made the team, for one, and stuff of that nature, so yeah. With that being said though, yeah, let's jump right into the lineup. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people wondering about things like Warren Moon and Devin Hester and all that stuff. Here's the thing, guys. This team that I am running is going to be specifically a strict Seahawks team. Mainly people that I deem to be worthy of being called a Seahawks player. So like legends, for example, like Seahawks legends that gave a lot of years or a good amount of time with them. As well as players that are recognizable Seahawks names. Now, I know Jerry Rice was not a recognizable one. I'll touch on him when we get there. So obviously that is basically my criteria for how I'm doing it, with a couple of exceptions that I'll mention later on in the year if we ever get one. So With that being said, let's start off with our starting running back, Kenneth Walker. Now, if you guys did not see my gameplay on K9, I would highly recommend going and watching it. We'll put a link in the description below to the video itself if you want to go and see it. But Kenneth Walker is really, really good. I do think he is a very capable starting running back for this team. I just don't like the fact that he has very, very bad catching. The catching does make things a little bit tougher for me to justify keeping him long term once we start getting a new running back. But other than that, he's still really, really good. So I did actually bite the bullet and go out and buy Damian Lewis and Ethan Pocket personally, because I did need to change up some things when it comes to the secondary, more specifically the cornerback position, which I'll showcase when we get there. But yeah, definitely not really thrilled about having to go buy Ethan Pocket and Damian Lewis especially, but it was also a mistake on my part as well, because I miscalculated yesterday when we got the Ultimate Kickoff stuff, when I got Jerron Reed, Frank Clark, and Cameron Young. You'll see all of them, by the way. I miscalculated the amount of players that were on the team, so because of that, I actually had to go out and buy Damian Lewis to make the full 50 out of 50, which, yes, we are 50 out of 50 Seahawks, as you can see right here on the screen. I know some people still don't have the 50 out of 50 yet. I am now 50 out of 50 without the rookie premieres now, which is really, really nice. I'll showcase Ethan Pocket and Damian Lewis real quick, just for you guys that are interested. They are linemen, so it really doesn't matter too much about them in my personal opinion. However, they are still, you know, very sought after for cards, so I do think some people might be interested in, you know, seeing their stats overall. So yeah, that is those two. We also do have Jerry Rice. Now, again, as I was alluding to, you know, Jerry Rice did not play a whole lot of role with the Seahawks. He had one half year, which is his last year in the NFL, and then ultimately retired. And I understand that. However, Sidney Rice was a 4-year player for the Seahawks, a 4-year player, and he was healthy when he was good. He had a really good 2012 season, but unfortunately in the 2013 season, tragically, we all know, Sidney Rice in the game against the Rams in week 8 of that championship year blew his ACL to fucking bits. So sadly, he never played again, but he got a Super Bowl championship out of that year. So yeah, so for that reason, I do have Jerry Rice as Sidney Rice. Now, if we ever do get a Sidney Rice card, obviously I will not use Jerry Rice. I will use Sidney Rice instead. It's mainly just for TikTok purposes, for the highlights when I do get, for when I upload them to TikToks. But as you can see, 89 speed, 87, 88, 83 route running, really good card. I've talked about this card in depth in my gameplay video for the intro for that. If you guys want to go watch that, go ahead and do so. That is it. We also do have Dwayne Brown. I did actually make a good effort to go pick up this Dwayne Brown card. I do like this card quite a bit. He's a very good pass protector with 85 pass block power and finesse, 84 pass block finesse. Really solid on the pass blocking. Run blocking does leave a lot to be desired, though. I was kind of surprised at how bad of a run blocker this card is overall, but I do think that this card is still pretty good for a pass protecting left tackle. And then we also have our rookie premier, Anthony Bradford, which I will showcase real quick. In case you guys did not see him in the last video, solid stats, really does not have good pass blocking stats for his card. Quite surprised by that, actually. That's probably why I don't have a whole lot of, that's probably why I do get under pressure quite a bit, but yeah, Anthony Bradford, he's all right for what we have him for this team. So but with that being said, though, here are his stats real quick. The abilities, I mean, so we have Yak 'em Up and Slot Apprentice on Jerry Rice, Recuperation and Freight Train on K9, Tough Nut on Dwayne Brown. Don't make those comments in the comment section, please. And then we have Screen Protector on Anthony Bradford, just because I had a spare AP, and I still do technically have one spare one. It's just I don't have, you know, I'm not getting guys like Warren Moon or Devin Hester for this offense, so I'm not gonna. So I do have some AP to, you know, fluctuate and work with. Defensively, though, guys, we do have a lot of players I want to showcase. So this is going to be a big update video for you guys. I might spend like 5 minutes on defense alone. But first off, I know Rondé Barber was never a Seahawk. However, the cornerback position for the Seahawks, the third cornerback, is really bad. Like, it's either having to use Devon Witherspoon or Kobe Bryant, and both of those cards are not very good. So right now I'm using Rondé Barber, and I actually did ask you guys on Twitter. I will post the tweet on the screen right now, if team captains should be an exception to the strict team rule. And a good amount of you overwhelmingly voted yes. So because of that, I will try to make an effort to use the team captains if I need to. I won't prioritize them just because of the fact, unless they are Seahawks like Kevin Y, I won't prioritize them. But if I do need to fill in some holes, giggity, with, I'm sorry, I do that by subconsciously. But if I do need to fill in some holes with, you know, team captain cards, I will absolutely look to make sure I do that, just to make it a little bit easier for myself, as well as a little bit more competitive for the team. I'm not trying to win, you know, be an MCS guy or nothing like that. I'm trying to have fun and whatnot, but I also do want to have a competitive team to actually put out good quality gameplays for you guys. So yeah, Richard Sherman, we'll start off with him though. He's probably the best corner on this team. Definitely not the best cornerback in the game anymore, and Antonio Cromartie has definitely taken that, especially for man press corners. For a zone corner, this card is still very, very good with 92 zone coverage, 88 speed, 85 excel. You know, he's definitely a card that I absolutely do like using for this team, obviously. We also got Tariq Woolen here as well, which I'll showcase Tariq, why not? For those of you guys that didn't see him in the last video, 87 zone coverage, 87 speed, not very agile with only 82 agility and 82 man coverage, but I do think Tariq Woolen is still pretty solid for a cornerback on this team. Also, we got Draymond Jones for the team. I'm not a fan of this Draymond Jones. I'm hoping we get a new pass rusher very, very soon, specifically for the left side of the field, or even as a defensive tackle, a good rush defensive tackle. Because I don't like this Draymond Jones. Just does not fit on my defense at all whatsoever, personally. We also got Cameron Young, who is a 76 overall, really doesn't do much of anything. Also got Jerron Reed. Now, I know he is a defensive tackle, however, I'm playing him at the right end position just because his gold card is a right end, and I know there's LJ Collier that I can go pick up, but again, he did fucking jack shit with the Seahawks. Got 3 sacks total his entire 4 years there, and that was literally all in the 2020 season when the Seahawks were probably at the peak in the Russell Wilson let Russ cook era. So yeah, so because of that, I'm not gonna pick up LJ Collier. I'm just not gonna do it. So yeah, I'm having Jerron Reed starting at right end until we get an actual legitimate qualifying right end. But as you see, 86 block shed, 76 finesse move. Pretty solid pass rusher, honestly, for a defensive tackle. I prefer the high power moves for my DTs, but I'll still take a good finesse move pass rusher. Also, speaking of pass rushers, we also did get the Frank Clark for ultimate kickoff as well. Yeah, like, this card is pretty mid. Like, it really sucks because I loved Frank Clark last year. If you guys remember the Super Bowl card last year for Frank Clark, that card was amazing. I loved that Frank Clark card. My god, try saying that 5 times fucking fast. Good luck. Anyhow, so I loved that Frank Clark card last year with his Super Bowl card. That card was amazing. That card basically was one of my starting pass rushers for the rest of the year. I absolutely adored that card. One of my favorite cards I've ever used. And this year, sadly, they made him a right outside linebacker, sadly, instead of a right end, so I can't play him on the interior, which is where I thought he was best at last year. So that kind of does suck. And then also the other thing is too, pass rushers just do not shed or get to the quarterback very consistently this year unless you're playing on All Madden. Now, All Madden is not a bad way to play the game. However, it's just annoying playing the same giant fucking nerds over and over and over again, especially when I'm just trying to play the game and get a gameplay for you guys for the YouTube. So yeah, Frank Clark though, really, really good overall for like a budget pass rusher, I guess, but yeah, it is what it is with him. We also got Cam Chancellor, strong safety for Legends. I think he came out a couple weeks ago now. Probably still the best user in the game, other than maybe, I swear there was like a new user card that just came out recently, but Cam Chancellor is still really, really good. I like this Cam card quite a bit in terms of what he can do. And then lastly, guys, we got Bobby Wagner, aka B-Wags. Obviously, you guys know I'm gonna pick up this Bobby Wagner card. You guys know, if you guys are long-time subscribers of the channel, you guys know I love Bobby Wagner cards. I think they play really, really good, and this card is, again, no exception. With 87 speed, which is pretty slow for a, you know, especially now with guys like hitting 88, 89 speed, give or take, but you know, as a user, he's still okay with 87 speed. The 90 block shed is really good for the run game, as well as the 89 hit power. The tragic thing is, though, he only has 74 change of direction and 80 agility, so he's going to be very slow moving from place to place and turning, you know, changing directions and shit like that. So that is a bit of a worrisome thing for myself personally. But overall, Bobby Wagner is still a good card. I'm still going to use this card, and also that card art is still one of the best card arts I think I've ever seen. Like, I love this Bobby Wagner card art overall. Alright, so now we move on to the abilities section, guys. So we got Reinforcement, the non-AKA Reinforcement, as well as Lurker on Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman with Universal Coverage, Rondé Barber with Chuck Out, Cam Chancellor with Reinforcement, and Deflator. And I'm probably going to look to put Pick Artist on Sherman just because I still think Pick Artist is really good. At least for me, it plays fine overall, but who knows. I got to figure out what to do with my one remaining AP. I can get 6 AP if I move a couple things and do some changes. We got Michael Dixon and Jason Myers as the kicker and punter. Specialist, guys, we got K9 as our third down running back, as well as Zach Charbonnet as our power back. Jerry Rice at slot receiver because it's slot apprentice. Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams because of at the sub linebacker spot. Slot corner, we have Rondé Barber for now. Jerron Reed, Jermont Jones at rush DT. Left end, we got Gerald Duchan and Nwosu, and then Frank Clark at rush right end. Team strategy, guys, we are rocking the Bengals offense and the Seahawks defense, because I do think the Seahawks defense is one of the best defensive playbooks in the game. And then the Bengals offense, in my opinion, the Bengals offense is the best overall from top to bottom. It has a really good plays throughout it, from under center to even shotgun plays. I think the Bengals have really good stuff. We got, you know, throw power and zone coverage for strategy items. We got the team affinity one for him for that. For the Seahawks, and then we also got Brandon Staley for the +1 to play rack. I don't even know if it does anything, to be quite honest. I had +1. I had the Sean McDermott one, but that card was going for like 60,000 coins, so I said screw it and sold it. And then visuals, guys, we got our regular visuals, including our neon green Seahawks uniforms, which we will always be wearing unless we decide to change it up for a little bit, because neon green is the best Seahawks uniform. But otherwise, that's it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll be trying to push out some no money spent content for you guys here soon. Really didn't want to do a whole lot of stuff today on stream. For those of you that see this on Friday, like 8th, I do apologize. I didn't really do a whole lot. Was pretty tired today, not gonna lie. But we'll try to do some no money spent content on stream this week, as well as maybe some other Seahawks gameplay for TikTok and whatnot. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.